On a warm, sunny day, 10-year-old Satsuki and 4-year-old Mei Kusakabe drive with their father, Tatsuo, along a country road to their new home. The girls are excited about the move because it will bring them closer to their mother, Yasuko, who is ill in the hospital. Their house is old and falling apart in places, but the girls find it charming and immediately set out to explore. They open all the windows and doors before venturing up the stairs to the attic. In the darkness above, they hear a faint rustling before an acorn falls down the stairs. Intrigued, the girls go up and shout into the darkness. When nothing answers, Satsuki runs to the other end of the attic to open the window, while Mei notices dark fuzzy things in the wall, staring at them intently. Satsuki goes back downstairs, but Mei's curiosity is aroused. She tentatively sticks a finger into a crack in the wall and startles a mess of black soot balls, one of which she manages to squeeze between her hands. Back downstairs, she runs into Granny, an elderly neighbor who watches over the house. Granny notices Mei and Satsuki's hands and feet covered in soot and exclaims that they must have stumbled upon Susuwatari, or soot goblins, who will most likely leave soon now that people are in the house. Her grandson Kanta appears outside and shouts that the house is haunted. The grandmother scolds him and he runs away. That night, the family enjoys a bath together while the house moans and creaks with the wind. The girls grow anxious, but their father encourages them to laugh, saying that their laughter will encourage any spirits in the house to leave. Sure enough, as they laugh together, the Susuwatari clan leaves the house through the roof and drifts away on the wind. The next morning, Satsuki cooks and prepares lunch for her family. She puts Mei's lunch in a bento box and says goodbye as she leaves for school. Tatsuo, a professor at a local university, works from home while Mei plays outside. As she plays, she notices 2 white rabbit-like ears sticking out of the grass. She watches as the figure, a small, semi-transparent creature, walks past her toward the house. She follows it until it runs off and hides under the porch. It emerges with a larger blue companion carrying a sack of acorns, and they try to sneak past Mei. But she quickly notices them and chases them to the edge of the forest. She follows them up a path through the bushes, losing her hat in the process, to a large camphor tree, where they disappear into a hole beneath the roots. Mei falls into it, landing in a mossy hollow where she encounters a large slumbering version of the creatures she followed. It identifies itself with a series of roars, which Mei interprets as Totoro. Mei falls asleep on Totoro's furry belly. Satsuki comes home from school and finds Mei missing. She and her father search for her until Satsuki finds Mei's hat near the edge of the forest. Following the same path Mei took, Satsuki and her father find her sleeping in a clearing in the bushes. Confused, Mei tries to retrace her steps back to the tree where she found Totoro. When she gets upset that she can't find him, Tatsuo explains that she must have come in contact with a spirit of the forest, who probably doesn't want to be found right now. Together they walk around the property to the big camphor tree Mei fell into and pay their respects to the spirits for watching over Mei. That afternoon, the family takes a bike ride further into town to see the girl's mother. They pass Granny and Kanta working in the rice fields, and Kanta and Satsuki blow raspberries at each other. At the hospital, the girls tell their mother how wonderful the new house is, and Mei brags that when Yasuko is well enough to come home, she will sleep with her in her bed. The family enjoys their time together, and Yasuko brushes Satsuki's hair. One day at school, Satsuki is surprised to see Mei and Granny waiting for her outside. Although Mei was left in Granny's care that day while Tatsuo went to university, she wants to be with no one but Satsuki. Satsuki agrees to let Mei stay with her at school with the teacher's permission. On their way home that afternoon, they are unexpectedly caught in a rainstorm. Satsuki and Mei take shelter under the roof of a small shrine until Kanta approaches and silently offers them his umbrella, though he does so with a bit of brusqueness to hide his kindness. Later, Satsuki and Mei return the umbrella to Kanta's mother, who was unaware of Kanta's act of kindness, though he was pleased with himself, before going to the bus station to wait for their father. While the sisters wait in their rain gear with an extra umbrella, Mei gets tired, and Satsuki puts her on her back to sleep. Suddenly, Satsuki sees 2 clawed feet standing next to her. She looks up and sees none other than Totoro waiting next to her. When she sees that he has nothing but a large leaf to protect him from the rain, she offers him the extra umbrella. Pleased with the shelter and the sound the raindrops make on the umbrella, Totoro roars with joy when headlights appear on the dark street. Satsuki is confused when the headlights start to bounce. A bus appears, but it is mainly a big cat. Catbus grins broadly at them as Totoro hands Satsuki a leaf-wrapped package before getting on and leaving. Tatsuo arrives on the regular bus and apologizes for being late. The girls go home with him and open their package to find it filled with acorns, they go out into the garden and plant them. That night, Satsuki and Mei are awakened by noises outside and discover Totoro, who has Tatsuo's umbrella, and his company of smaller Totoros walking through the garden in a procession. They join them outside and mimic their dance to encourage the acorns to grow. Saplings spring up and quickly grow larger before merging into a giant tree. As the girls cheer, Totoro pulls out a large spinning top and stands on it. The girls cling to the fur on his belly, and he flies into the air, up the trunk of the tree. They sit together on the high branches and make music with hollow gourds. The next morning, the girls wake up to find the tree gone. However, they notice that the seeds they planted have already begun to sprout. One afternoon, the girls enjoy a picnic with Granny, who has prepared a fresh meal of vegetables from her garden. She tells them that fresh vegetables will help their mother get better. A telegram arrives for Tatsuo from the hospital. Worried about her mother, Satsuki rushes to Kanta's house to call her father. After contacting the hospital, he calls her back and tells her that her mother is fine, but won't be able to come home this weekend due to a setback in her treatment. Despite his reassurances, Satsuki takes the news hard and yells at Mei when she doesn't understand why her mother can't come home. Granny explains to Satsuki that her mother should be fine, but Satsuki begins to cry and fears that her mother is going to die. Mei sees this and decides to go to the hospital to give her mother an ear of corn to make her feel better. By the time Satsuki realizes that Mei is missing, she is long gone. The whole neighborhood joins the search for her, while Satsuki runs everywhere, remorseful for yelling at her. A tense moment gives way to relief when Satsuki identifies a shoe found in a nearby pond as not belonging to Mei. Still desperate to find Mei, Satsuki runs home and asks permission to enter Totoro's realm. She finds the hole in the roots where Mei fell and stumbles upon Totoro. She tearfully begs him to help her find Mei. Happy to help, Totoro takes Satsuki to the top of his tree and summons Catbus, who leads them directly to Mei, who is sitting alone by the side of the road. After hearing that Mei got lost on her way to the hospital, Catbus offers to take her there. Sitting in a tree outside their mother's window, the girls see their father visiting. They leave Mei's corn on the windowsill and write a get-well message on the husk. Catbus takes them home. Meanwhile, Mei and Satsuki's mother finally comes home, and the children play with friends, while Totoro and the other ghosts watch them unseen.